So I had a story about a time that we didn't have connection codes, and I've seen able to go back and look at it through a connection codes lens and see how things should have worked better. So my wife and I have 10 children, so our house, as you can imagine, gets a little bit busy at times. And this time I think all or most of them were living at home, and so everybody would have a water cup or glass on the counter somewhere. And now with the connection codes language, I can see that was a pain point for me, because every time you tried to go somewhere to do something, there was someone's water cup, because they had their own special spot they put it in, and there was someone's water cup there, water glass. And so the pain built up and built up and built up. So what Roy did, not the best way to do this, to learn from this, was make a rule. The cups can only be on a certain section of the counter. Now, it was a 6 foot on each side of the counter section, so there was plenty of room for them, but the parts next to the stove, both sides of the stove, and between the sink and the refrigerator were off limits. You couldn't have a cup there unless it was going to be washed, which it would be next to the sink. But again, I did this unilaterally, didn't talk to my wife about it. I did it all on my own, trying to eliminate the pain that I was experiencing. So my wife, not knowing I was experiencing pain, just saw me invade her kitchen and make a rule, and then she was not following it because I hadn't explained it in language she could understand. And so her cup was constantly in one of the spots that was off limits, okay, between the sink and the refrigerator. So after a few weeks, I was complaining to one of the kids and just went overboard, way overboard talking about it, and that your mother won't even follow this rule. And so it was a huge pain point for Julie at that time, because I was just telling her how horrible she was because she wasn't following my rules. She didn't care about me, which is what it felt like to me at that time, because I was trying to prevent my pain and Julie was adding to my pain. And so that's one of the magic things about connection codes, just understanding. If I had had the words then to tell her that I was experiencing pain when these cups were on the counter, and if I had discussed with her possible solutions to the problem of putting all the cups in certain areas and having certain areas off limits, and we had agreed upon something with our children, this would have worked probably very well. But because I didn't, I just tried to do something instantly to solve my pain and say, nope, here's a rule, you can't do this. This is the only place they go, they can't go any other place. Then my wife didn't feel heard. She felt ignored, whatever experience she was having, and she put her cup where she thought was a good place for her cup because it wasn't bothering her. She wasn't feeling any pain. So that's just some of the things that connection codes helps you to do, is just see those and to express them in a way that makes it a lot easier for the other person to hear. There's no guarantee that my pain experience would have told her she had to do something different, and it shouldn't have. But it would have at least opened the door that we could have had a healthy discussion about it, instead of it being a major blow up that we still can talk about today, and she probably still feels from pain from my overreaction to her in the way it all went. Well, I was overreacting because I felt disregarded. I felt like she did not care about me, did not care about my pain, when none of that was really true. So again, connection codes is a language to communicate those things, to communicate the emotions that are going on, so that you and your partner, your kids, everyone else can be on the same page more of the time anyway. Thanks.